Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me is Sriram Seshadri and we are a lot of hot unfolding events as we speak about Neet, about Supreme Court, looking at some other things as well as some other things that are about Tamil Nadu. So let's welcome Sriram Seshadri. Sriram ji, Namaskar, Jai Sriram. How are you, sir?
Sir, Namaskar, Jai Sriram, and Namaskar to all the viewers. I'm good, sir. I'm good.
Sriram, sir, first request to all of our viewers. Sorry, I meant for the viewers. Viewers, first request to all of you, please like this video. There are some issues about how the notifications are being sent. There is some confusion. We are trying to work it out with YouTube so that we can tell you clearly what could be going on. Right now, we are having some engagement issue, and it would really help if you can like this video at the beginning. We assure you, Sriram Seshadri programs are going to be top class. Sriramji, having said that, Kejriwal out and in. He got a bail, but then he's still in jail. So what is this conundrum, sir?
So Kejriwal, we all know, was arrested for the liquor scam, and he got an interim bail just before the election. And today or yesterday also, Supreme Court, as we speak, yesterday on 12th of July. Supreme Court granted him an interim bail on that case arrested by ED, not by the CBI. So he's got an interim bail on an ED case and not on the CBI case. Of course, CBI case getting a bail is much more easier than ED. There are larger, grounds on which a bail plea can be made on a CBI arrest. That is why, it is very important. So he's still in jail, but he has been granted an interim bail. So why I wanted to pick up this topic was, a lot of people in the social media, especially AAP and some of the India alliances, were rejoicing that as if Kejriwal has been acquitted from the case, and that's why I just wanted to put certain facts in our viewers' mind, and then so that it just gets spread. Number one, he got an interim bail. Again, he's not got a. The reason for getting a bail is because the charge sheet had been filed on this case by ED, where they have included, I think, accused number 36 is Kejriwal, accused number 37 is Aam Aadmi Party, or vice versa. 36 and 37, I'm sure, but I just, need to check whether first is Aam Aadmi Party, second is Kejriwal or not. So, in short, both the party has been and the party's leaders had been made accused, including Manish Sisodia. So, top two people, Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, are the 1 and 2 of the party, followed by the party itself had been included. Why the party is included? Because the party has been the beneficiary of this illicit money or the crime proceeds. That's why, under PMLA, and the party is an artificial person. If one wants to know, okay, how can a party be indicted? In the eyes of law, a party is an artificial person, and hence a legal suit can be filed against. And can the party be arrested and then put in jail? No, but at least, if the party is convicted, then based on Representation of People Act, the party had to be dissolved. So the party itself won't be, won't see a
in existence.
Existence after the, case is, concluded. Of course, it will go for appeal and etc. But there is a credible proof, including a WhatsApp chat that has been presented in the chart sheet, why Arvind Kejriwal has been arrested and why he is one of the conspirators. What would happen in the trial? We'll wait to see whether the trial would happen fast or it is going to dilly-dally like a 2G. Where 2G, at least 10 years now, the appeal is still being pending, and last week or week before last, I expressed my anguish in the same show that, inactive numbness from BJP or the government as such. So in this case, Kejriwal is definitely, in trouble. Having got the bail, can he function as a chief minister? There are 5 restrictions that Supreme Court has put in, exactly the restrictions that was put in when he was let on bail during the election. What are those five restrictions that he has been, put into? Of course, the easiest of that is, furnishing a bond for 50,000. It's a peanuts for anybody for that matter, and then more so for people like Arvind Kejriwal. He shall not visit the office of Chief Minister and the Delhi Secretariat. So that he cannot go and tamper any other evidences that are left out, if at all. I doubt whether anything would be left out, but he cannot function as a Chief Minister. He shall be bound by the statement made on his behalf that he shall not sign official files unless otherwise it is necessary, for obtaining a clearance or approval of the governor. So this is the exact statement that has been given in this. So he will not function as a normal chief minister, and he will not make any comment with regard to this role in the present case. He actually violated this. I don't know why court has not taken cognizance of this, but his bail could be cancelled anytime if he violates this. And Kejriwal is known to violate and then being anarchic. He will definitely, talk about this case somewhere or the other. Maybe that is why the Honorable Supreme Court had put this condition for him, so that a gag order has been issued. He will not interact with any of the witnesses or access to any official files that is concerning this particular case. So these two are very important. So Kejriwal used to function from the prison as a chief minister. He cannot, after Supreme Court intervention, he was prohibited from doing that. So he continues, even though he's in a CBI case, he's still in 𝗤𝙗 jail. He cannot function as a chief minister of Delhi even now, even after he comes out of it. So even if CBI court gives him a bail, when he comes out of it, he cannot function as a chief minister. So I think, this is why I want to take up this topic, Sree Iyer ji, that a lot of people in the social media started discussing about, it's a victory for Kejriwal, it is victory for, against fascism by the government, blah, blah, blah. It is not. Court has been highly responsible in this case. While we all commented on the bail approval during the election on an exceptional basis, this is known. The moment a charge sheet is filed in any ED case, bail is possible, because the moment charge sheet is filed, all the evidences have been collected, the case has been investigated, and hence the charge sheet has been filed. There's a sworn affidavit by evidences, and under PMLA, any statement given by the evidence or an accused or a witness holds good, because it is like a judicial confession. Unlike any other case in, for example, in a police case, in a murder case, even if it is a confession is given, unless otherwise it is a judicial confession, under oath, any confession given to the presiding officer is not admissible in the court of law. So in the court of law, under any other police case, they can go and turn the entire evidence, saying that I was forced to give such statements and confession. I don't stand by that. That's an argument an accused can have, or any other witness can have. But whereas in a PMLA case, any statement given by the witness or the accused to the presiding officer or investigation officer is considered as a judicial confession, and hence holds good in the court of law. That is why the moment a charge sheet had been filed under any PMLA case, there is a chance for a bail. So that is why Kejriwal had been granted interim bail in this case, and he is continuing to stay in prison in Tihar for the CBI arrest. I'm sure that if CBI is going to give a bail government, if they want, they can go and arrest him on any other case. That is left to the law enforcement agencies. But in this case, whatever the bail that has been granted to Kejriwal is like, he's just out of the prison, but he has been restrained significantly. Can't function as a chief minister. He's an elected chief minister. Can't go to his office. Can't go to the secretariat. Which means he cannot participate in assembly if assembly convenes. Can't look at any files. Can't meet. Can't talk about this case. It's a gag order. Generally, courts don't give a gag order like this, so he can't discuss about this case outside. So a lot of restrictions. I'm sure the Kejriwal will violate at least one or two. The fourth and fourth for sure he will violate very quickly. His bail may be revoked. I'm just saying maybe 3 times because it is up to the government to go after such loose talks by Kejriwal. That's all I had on this. Particularly wanted to talk about because Sree Iyer ji, a lot of people are rejoicing that it is a victory and vindication of truth and justice, blah blah blah, but it is not. That is why I wanted to talk about this case. Maybe we can talk about the charge sheet in the subsequent programs in detail. But the charge sheet is nothing but I think the case is very well known to everybody. In the charge sheet, there are a lot of evidences that pinpoints to Kejriwal and 𝗤𝙗 𝗖𝙩 on the conspiracy that has created, conspiracy that has been devised at his residence, and the beneficiary had been Aam Aadmi Party. There are evidences that shows that nearly 100 crore had been given to Aam Aadmi Party for Goa election, fighting Goa election, and there are evidences of money trail. So through this, definitely KCR's daughter also will be implicated. I don't know about whether Tamil Nadu ministers, maybe BJP is going very soft on DMK. So I don't know whether they are going to go aggressive on any of the Tamil Nadu ministers, especially people who are liquor baron in Tamil Nadu, who have distilleries and etc. So need to find out, if the government or ED is going to be much more stringent in this. At least as of now, we don't see any traction in that particular line of investigation. But there's clearly a proof that, Aam Aadmi parties and Kejriwal's involvement in this, and that conspiracy, the charge sheet shows several evidences, so which may go into trial. Of course, what will happen in the trial, we need to wait and see how the prosecution is fighting this case, how strong the case had been built. We need to wait and see. But KCR is willing to align with BJP now, or even merge his party with BJP. So if that happens, will KCR's daughter, the money trail with her will be terminated, or that case will be diluted? We need to wait and watch. I'm going to be very critical on this because government, elected government, chief minister, and the party getting involved is actually should be handled with iron hand. I'm serious about it, because otherwise we are undermining the public, undermining the political system and the entire constitution. I'm more bothered about the constitution. That is why I'm going to be very critical of the government if they don't take stringent pursuit on this case. I'll pause here, Sree Iyer ji.
Thank you, Sriramji. I have an intriguing thought. So let us say, even in a lower court, that the party gets convicted. Now the party is in power in Punjab. The party has MPs in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. What happens to all these people?
It's a real good constitutional question, right? All the MLAs and can resign from the party, right? One option is lock, stock and barrel. They can create another party and then they can jump into another party. But what would happen is the executive members, the founder members, or some of those signatories and office bearers will be prohibited to be office bearers in the new party. So maybe Man will start a Punjab Aam Aadmi Party or Punjab Party, something like that effect.
That doesn't sound right. That'd be pop.
He will start a pop party, right? So something like that, will happen. So they will, Punjab government will survive, and the MPs will create a party, or they'll become an independent. So, but the party will not be in existence, and the office bearers of the party cannot be an office bearer in any other political party. And all the office bearer signatories at that time of the crime will also be convicted. 𝗤𝙗𝙤𝙀 or 𝗣𝙗𝙐𝙀, who are all being part of this, they all will be convicted for this crime, even though they may or may not be part of the charge sheet. But the moment the party is convicted, which means all the signatories of the party, so significant position like a treasurer, general secretary, all of them would be would also be convicted. That's my assumption, but we need to wait and see how this happens. But elected people can jump from one party to another. So they will either form a new party when that happens, and then they will just resign from here and then jump. And then, anti-defection law will not apply because more than 2/3 are jumping ship. So our politicians are crooks. They will find ways to retain their membership. But at least a brand as Aam Aadmi Party and the broomstick will no longer be can be used in any other further elections.
Thank you, sir. And now let's talk a little bit about the Neet, and what is the Supreme Court hearing about Neet, the validity? What is exactly that they are hearing? Is there a Tamil Nadu petition there?
No. So I think the Neet is a very interesting case that I wanted to discuss for the national audience, English audience also. Of course, in Tamil, we'll cover something else, but the national audience. I want to see the Neet exams were conducted this year on May 5th in 571 cities, if I'm not wrong, and about 4,750 or 4,760 centers, including centers outside the country. There are Dubai and other places, there are some centers. See, one interesting aspect, Sree Iyer ji, is Neet exam for some reason is still conducted using a question paper, right? We'll talk about that in later after I describe what is a case in front of the Supreme Court and then what is happened in the Supreme Court. But this, we'll revisit this subject. I'm really surprised why Neet is still a paper-driven exam and not a computerized exam. We'll talk about it. About 56,000 colleges exist in India, where about 110,000 medical seats, are there. And this year, 23 lakh students appeared for Neet. Imagine the proportion, 1:20. For every seat, there is a 20 people are contending for this examination. That's a craze towards MBBS. So what happened is, during this exam, normally it happens for 3 hours and 20 minutes. And some centers, about 1,563 people in precise, could not be given, because of some technical glitch, they could not be given full time. They probably lost some time, and hence a proportionate grace mark were awarded for this 1,563. And because of this grace mark, I think 6 students got 720 out of 720. So this is one portion of the case. So a lot of people went to court saying that how can a grace mark be awarded? And, that is one case. The second case was about the paper leak. We all saw how, the fiasco on the paper leak. And then in social media, there was an Instagram post and Telegram post that was given that, on May 4th itself, the paper was leaked widespread. Not just a few people who bought this, it is just widespread leakage of the paper. And then eventually, we'll talk about what happened in the Supreme Court on this particular allegation. So because of this paper leak, 2023 NEET, 7 students got 720 out of, that is a centum. Whereas in 2024, there are about 67 students who got centum, including the 6 who got centum because of this grace mark. But otherwise, let's take for the contentious case that 61 students got centum. Of the 67 or 61, 6 of them from a same center. A lot of coincidences that happened. So about 50 odd students went and contested, saying that there is a paper leakage, and because of that they are all, many of them have been deprived of seats. See, normally 108,000 seats, you need to look at 140,000 or 150,000, top 140,000, 50,000 people. Beyond that, you can discard everybody else. The reason is, normally there's about 20% of the people may not take up this medical seats, because some of them will get it in the government college. Everybody will take in the government college, and many of them will get it in private colleges, but 50% of the seats is given to the government at the government fee, and then remaining 50% of the seats in the private colleges would go to management quota. So many of the students who may not be willing to study in the management quota, they may want to try the NEET subsequent year, etc. So nearly about 20% will not take up the seats. That is why I'm saying for 108,000 seats up to 140,000 seats, ranks should be considered. Anybody beyond the 140,000, or even if it is 150,000 for that matter, anybody who got beyond that, I think one should discard, because they will not, even with any other momentum, they will not be joining NEET. So the contentious portion is this 150,000, 40,000 or 50,000. So some of the students who fell near this border, or even 120,000, 25,000 near this border, and some of the students who should have got it in the government quota or the government college, they actually went to the Supreme Court and then said, because of widespread malpractice, several of the people have been ahead of them. And that is why, and they said that, conduct a re-examination. Many students went to the court and then said, look, we have gone through a significant amount of effort, and then we don't want a re-examination. So in front of Supreme Court, there are 3 cases. One is the grace mark. That was solved very quickly, because NTA went to the court and then said, we will conduct in the month of June 1st or something. They gave an affidavit to the court saying that we will conduct a re-exam for this 1,563 people, because we don't want to jeopardize their chances. If they don't take up the examination, if anybody don't want to appear for the examination, re-examination, they will be given the marks that they scored minus the grace marks, right? So if they had scored 720 out of 720, 20 marks had been given as a grace mark, then their score, if they don't appear for the exam, they will be given 700 only. But if they appear for the exam and then score less, the new score only will be taken, not the best of the first and second exam. So many of the people who are probably got a grace mark of 10 or 20, for example, but got a centum, would not have appeared, because they anyway would be in the percentile wise, they will be in a better percentile, and then they don't want to take a chance. So about 50% of the students who got the grace mark appeared for the exam, and their results were declared on June 30th. So the first petition in front of the government court was resolved very quickly, and that was in a just manner, which was a fair manner. But the second question, or the other important aspect of the petition, was the widespread leakage of the question paper. So Supreme Court, this case was heard by 3 judges, Chief Justice Chandrachud, and then Justice Manoj Mishra, and the Justice 𝗣𝗑𝗿 𝗬𝗑𝘀𝗀. These are the three judges who heard this. And they asked three pertinent questions, very important. In fact, I like the way the Supreme Court has approached this case. That is why I wanted to discuss this and elaborate, to our audience, because many of them would not have followed the court cases. They asked three pertinent questions because they also felt that cancelling the examination and then reconducting the examination for 23 lakh people is a humongous task. At the same time, will jeopardize some of them who honestly appeared and then got a good percentage. At the same time, if there is a widespread leakage and malpractice, because of that, the honest students would be missing their chances. So it is a catch-22 situation in front of the Supreme Court. Very, very important and then emotional question in front of them. So they asked three questions to the government. Did the leakage happen in an institutional manner? Very important question, because if NTA officials were involved in the leakage, then the system of NT conducting the examination should itself be re-looked into and then restructured. So that is one question. This happened on July 11th. These are the three questions put to the government on July 11th, and then yesterday, July 18th, yesterday, July 7th was, if I'm not wrong, Monday was, July 8th was this hearing, and they posted this for July 12th, and they postponed this case to, or adjourned this case to July 18th, because many of the respondents and many of the participants of this wanted more time to read the affidavit. So it's still no conclusion had happened. But question was, is it an institution-wide leakage? Is NTA actually involved? Then there is a larger question that needs to be answered. The second question they had was, what is the impact of this leakage? Is it regional? Can you say that in, say, for example, Haryana, 6 out of 6 people got a sentence? Is it restricted to Haryana center, one center, or is it restricted to one state? Actually, if you look at the all these allegations of leakages, is in Rajasthan, Haryana, Bihar, Maharashtra. It's somewhere around 3 or 4 states. So they wanted to know, is there an evidence to show that the impact is restricted, so that in the re-examination conducted only for that particular state or particular centers and not for everybody. For that matter, southern India, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, there's no case of malpractice had come out. So maybe the students from Tamil Nadu and all will be spared. The third pertinent question, very important question they asked is, can the government differentiate between the honest student who appeared in a honest way versus the student who indulged in malpractice? It's technically not possible at all. I think that's what the government immediately said, it is impossible, because they asked this question. If the separation can be happened, then we can conduct a re-examination for the students who did indulge in malpractice. Otherwise, everybody had to undergo. So these are the questions that was happened. So now we need to see an important evidence. I think, if you can post that, IIT, response. IIT Madras conducted a survey on a data analytics. So this is a, executive summary of that, but there's a very lengthy one they are represented. The conclusions are, very, very evident. The marks distribution as a bell curve. Normally, we see the normalization curve, Sree Iyer. There are outliers of 10% on the top of that 10%. It is in the normalized distribution. So there is no evidence to show that, the mark distribution is wrong, or the mark distribution of marks is not, unfair compared to the previous years. Then city-wise, center-wise analysis of last 2 years, 23 and 24. This is where they talked about 1.4 lakh students also. They also talked about it. Is there any abnormality in the results on the city-wise, center-wise? Their conclusion is, their data shows that there is no abnormality. Probably it is isolated to 1 or 2 people or few people, but there's no large amount of abnormality that they could observe. The analysis, granular level of analysis shows that, the top 5% had a large number of students gotten into high rank due to malpractice, or if students from a particular exam center or city were benefited. The analysis, the granular analysis indicates abnormality, which means there's no evidence to show that a center or a top 5%. Why we are looking at top 5% is about 100,000 students, 110,000 students would come into this top 5, because 23 lakh people appeared for it. The 5% would be about, top 5 percentile would be about 115,000 students, which is more than the number of seats. So there is no evidence to show that there is a huge any amount of abnormality in there to show that there is a malpractice that existed. So overall, what happened is, why the several people got 720 or more than a significant number is the syllabus had been reduced to 25%. So that is one reason they attribute the 𝗖𝚙 examination were made easy, and that is why this marks had been scored by several people. Centum had been scored, and people who had scored more than 550 out of 720 or higher. So these are the conclusions, and then government relied on. Of course, IIT Madras, there is of course allegation that comes in saying that IIT Madras is a government body, and then they will listen to government and all those. But I don't think Supreme Court will discard this from a credible agency. And it's not that IIT Madras just gave a summary just like that. They literally did the data analytics, and they have given, it's just an executive summary is what we are seeing here. But otherwise, if one goes through the entire report, it has all the details about the data that has been present. So in short, court may come to a conclusion that re-examination is not needed. And of course, if there are incidences of malpractices, if any student involved in malpractice is found, because there are several people that have been who have been arrested, I think CBI can go through the money trail, because the question paper leak would have happened through the money trail, and then paid money, and then the money trail would happen. If students are identified, then they can be debarred from their selection. Two important points I want to cover before we jump to the next topic or question answer, Sree Iyer ji, is one thing is this malpractice of 4th July, when the 4th May, when Instagram and Telegram showed that there is a paper leakage, NTA actually showcased the forensic analysis of the person who posted was a doctored video. So it is significantly, we know that there has been an attempt by political parties to undermine Neet. This is definitely is a conspiracy that I want to talk about. So whatever the video that has been posted on Telegram and Instagram on 4th, showing as if on 4th of May, the paper had been leaked, is an attempt to undermine. So the forensic evidence showed that that particular video was doctored. Even the comments that was there for that particular video on the Telegram were predated comments, but it was, yes, sir.
Sir, that is for UGC net, not NEET, sir. That's a different problem.
That's a UGC net, yeah. That is but because both the cases, okay, I took it as NEET.
They came pretty close to each other. I know.
Yeah, because both happened at the same time. Sorry, thanks for pointing out. The second important point that I want to talk about, Sree Iyer ji, is why is that the NTA not conducting this on a technology-based examination? I always ask this question to many people. Why is it a paper trail needed? Because larger amount of people take that, IIT JEE exam. Much more than NEET aspirants. There are NIT and IIT people who appear for this. They take a computer-based test. Why is that it is possible? Why is it not possible in NEET? All of the, because they say the 23 lakh computers cannot be done. It's a rubbish argument, because it can happen in batches. You don't have 23 lakh computers in exam centers like a TCS ION or some other examination. There are a lot of computer based and one could choose a jumble of the questions. The same questions in that batch would happen in multiple ways. I have seen this because I have seen some of those ways the questions have been done. In fact, I have helped few universities to create this computer based assessment, Sree Iyer, where you give a set of questions, 720 questions, for example. And there are not 720 questions, but there are much lesser questions. I'm just giving 1 mark for each question, assuming that 720 questions. It can be jumbled for the person sitting in the hall, person sitting next to each other. The first question for them will be the 15th or 20th question for the other guy, and within that, multiple choices A, B, C, D. That can be jumbled. The answers for the first student, answer will be A. For the second student, it will be same question will come as D. So a lot of permutation combinations are possible. And with this, even if the same question is asked, in multiple batches, there is no way that a student can come out and leak saying, hey boss, these are the questions, these are the answers. There's no way, because for the student, it is important for that person to go on, even if some agencies put up fake students who go to actually take this, inputs, it's impossible for them to go and spread it in a day. You can conduct easily 4 or 5 sessions. Start from morning 8 to evening 8 or 6, 3 hours each. You could conduct, complete this. So 5 lakh to 6 lakh computers are sufficient. So I don't understand why this is not computerized. This is some question that Supreme Court has to direct NTA now to say that computerize it, so that from next year onwards, we saw before the election one girl who claimed that her paper was stolen and all those, which was once again Allahabad High Court said that it is she faked the document, etc. Priyanka Gandhi retweeted her video and all, right? So my sincere question to NTA and through which to the government is, why is that technology not being explored? Sree Iyer, the SAT examinations, many countries happens on a proctored way. You can sit at home and then appear for that, right? And I'm not saying that now IIT examination or NEET examination should happen from home. It could happen in a center, but there are technology available. And why is that? For several years the NEET examination, this has not been explored, is something that I'm not able to comprehend. I'll pause here. I think it's a very lengthy discussion that we had, but I'll pause here.
Thank you. And there's one more topic we need to talk about, that is Pappu's sinister plan to create a strike in railways. Yeah. This, I think, has blown up already spectacularly in his face. Now he has gone abroad. A lot of things are going on. Sir, about 5 minutes, and then we'll take a couple of questions only, because we have the back-to-back Tamil program on. So over to you, sir.
So I think, the sinister, all of a sudden, Rahul Gandhi visits a Delhi railway station to meet about 50, the engine drivers, loco drivers, right? All of a sudden. And that point in time itself, many of the genuine loco drivers said that, he met whoever he showed as a loco drivers are not loco drivers. They are all planted actors, right? So that controversy came about. Imagine what is a sinister plan. So what Rahul Gandhi is trying to do is, he's trying to create an anarchy in the country. Number one, he talked about Agnipath. He attempted to beat the Agnipath system, by which he wanted to once again instigate the youth who are there and joining the army. See, the Agnipath scheme may have few flaws and which can be corrected, but you can't drop this. The larger idea of Agnipath, Agniveer scheme, is to create a disciplined, civilized society, right? So if the 4 years, if any youngster at the age of 18 goes to the army, get trained. At the end of the 4th year, he or she gets the 10 lakh as a compensation and the salary, etc. I think you are frozen, sir. Are you?
No, I'm good, sir. I'm good.
Okay, maybe my screen you are appearing as frozen, so I thought,
Yeah.
Okay, now
It's
now
good,
there
sir.
is
Going good. Yeah, going good.
Okay.
Going good.
Okay, so what happened is, he wanted to create an anarchy amongst the Agnipath aspirants as well as those who are, gone through the training, by saying that, the compensation was not given, blah, blah, blah. In fact, I even posted saying that who gives the insurance. One of my friend, Major Madan, responded saying that previously, before the Agnipath scheme, even the normal Jawans, they need to contribute for their own insurance. There is a common insurance program that is available for them, but the salary, they need to contribute for the premium for their life insurance, whereas for Agnipath, government pays that, apart from the salary, etc. Now he's trying to create an anarchy amongst, imagine, Sree Iyerji, our railways is a vast network. Even if we can instigate a set of engine drivers from loco drivers to go on a strike and not go to work for just one day, imagine what is the impact it would create to the inconvenience to the passengers, inconvenience to the railway network, and the ripple effect of that whole one day that will happen for, maybe a fortnight or so, the movement of goods and, people, and the economic loss. Highly irresponsible, sinister plan. This is what I would term it as. He's instigating. In fact, government has put up a lot of data saying that, between 2014 and now, previously the engine driver, the loco drivers, if they want to, go for, restroom breaks, they need to rush to, they go to the platform because they have only 2 minutes time. They need to rush and all those. Now, several loco cabs have built-in toilet facilities. And there are several loco cabs at least have access to, toilet facilities within the loco cab. There are about 7,000 loco cabs which has been air conditioned, because during the peak summer, if someone is going in the North India, one can imagine 50 degrees centigrade, and then, and the ergonomic seats, restrooms, they call this running rooms and all, the rest areas, air conditioned rest area.
Retiring rooms? Yeah.
Retiring room is for the passengers. Running room is called, it's called running rooms for the loco drivers. So all modernized facilities and then improved facilities in the last 10 years, right? And the government has put out this data. I'm sure that, the loco drivers, probably, there could be some people who could get instigated by this and then they could do that. But a responsible person, politician of a party, if he is responsible, and a leader of opposition, should be accountable to the nation rather than trying to get a, cheap political mileage out of instigating something, right? And he didn't go on, go to, there are about 30-40 divisions and 30-40 departments in railways. He did not go to evaluate others, right? What are the passenger facilities that are available? There are people, we have seen several videos that, in the AC coaches and reserved coaches, unreserved people just come in and then they occupy and then create inconvenience. He didn't talk about those. But he just went and met loco cab drivers and then, trying to instigate them. That's why I'm saying it's a lot of people have talked about it, but it's a sinister plan. And I'm sure that, the loco drivers are far more responsible than, Rahul Gandhi. I'll just stop with that. And then, I'll allow our viewers to ponder on this.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll take a couple of questions if you don't mind.
Sure.
First question is from NN. Sir, I feel government will screw up liquor scam case as it screwed up 2G case. Politicians never convict their professional brothers and sisters. Is hammam mein sab nange hain? Thoughts?
Nothing more. Yeah, NN, I agree with you. But in this case, at least, liquor scam case, Arvind Kejriwal is in a tight spot. Let's talk about, apart from the case, political repercussions also. Delhi is very, very important for even BJP. So they will not let it loose. they made a blunder in not conducting the election. They gave a 1 year delayed election when the first time Arvind Kejriwal government fell, and they saw the benefit. They saw that BJP could not get anywhere near, not BJP, no, even Congress could not get anywhere near the the opposition mark also. I think this time they'll be very serious about Aam Aadmi Party, because Aam Aadmi Party is a much more dangerous to the country than many other parties, even than communists, if I may say so. So I think they'll be serious about it. I think the ED case is much more stronger. CBI case may be diluted. ED case is much more stronger as I see the charge sheet. But keep the fingers crossed.
Thank you, sir. Next question. Any action, any legal action possible on Pappu for what he did in the railway stunt?
No, nothing, because he will express that he went and reviewed, and then until otherwise there is a conspiracy that can be done. Pappu, Rahul Gandhi can be easily taken to task. There are 2-3 cases that are pending against him. One is very important case is dual citizenship, and another is National Herald case. If government goes heavily on that, easily he can be set aside. Will the government do?
Yes, indeed. And this is the last question. Magnet Ranga wants to know, will Kejriwal cases be influenced by the new laws? Can these cases be fast-tracked?
Magnet Ranga, no, there is a cutoff date from where the new laws come into effect. So the new laws, the restrictions given in the new laws will not be applicable. And PMLA, the Criminal Procedure Code, some of the areas overrides PMLA overrides the Criminal Procedure Code. But the way the cases should be handled is driven by the Criminal Procedure Code. But this will not be in effect from July 1st onwards. Any case that has been registered only will be tried under the new law. Before that, whatever case had been registered will be tried under the old law only.
Thank you so much, Sriram ji. Viewers, we'll be back again in 10 minutes on the Tamil program on PGurus Tamil channel on a similar topic, not the same topic, similar topic, and a few new things local to Tamil Nadu. Thank you very much, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar.